I'm just trying to think, am I going to continue walking? I can walk through I can walk through Chinatown, get a feel for Chinatown. Let's do that. So this, as I'm crossing the street, from what I remember as a child, to me this was part of like the beginning of Chinatown. But now it's not. It's more like Korean, well, Japanese and Korean now. Some Chinese restaurants, that is. So this whole stretch back in the day when I was a little girl was my parents hang out and I would tag along with them. If I recall, this now it's a condo and businesses here at the corner. Part of it was a parking lot and then businesses started. My aunt and uncle had a business around here and they sold some vegetables, Chinese vegetables and goods like that, and jewelry, and then they had traditional Chinese medicine in the back, if I recall. So it was around here, and then in the basement of that was a Chinese music club that my parents became members of, and I was exposed to the Chinese opera, backstage, seeing all the how they put the makeup on and the wigs and the costumes. So that was always interesting for me. Yeah, so this whole stretch and Chinese restaurant, this where Denny's is, used to be a Chinese restaurant on top. And then on the bottom was like Chinese gift shop, I guess, if you want to call it an art. And on this side, because I'm close to, like up close, so it's hard to tell, this building, the Japanese restaurant now on the second floor, is to be the famous Saiwu restaurant. And this building, I always thought it was a neat building of apartments on top. Those, like the older apartments, are spacious, so I can't imagine how big they are now compared to what you can get these days. Yeah, so all here, and there used to be Golden Dragon was a famous restaurant. Well, famous for us because we always dined there. We were regulars. So my brother had his reception there. I remember it was small. I mean, it was somewhat average sized restaurant, big. But then the guests for the wedding, we had 3 receptions. There's so many people. It was a big celebration. So this is Chinatown, and then it would break up at University, because it's offices and a row of hospitals, and then it would continue after University. The Chinatown would continue, and then it stopped at Spadina back then. But now, and then eventually back then it started to continue along Spadina, where it was the Jewish community. Jewish shops were there. I mean, I remember back in the day, Shopsies, delicatessen or whatever, they were there. They had the best back then. fries and gravy. I remember that was a treat we always get. Or even grilled cheese and fries and gravy. Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Once this streetcar goes by. Yeah, I'm just trying to, so it's like 1, 2, 3, about 3.5 blocks. And then plus on this other side that I'm standing on now was all Chinese restaurants, grocery stores, gift shops. And now it's all Japanese, there's Thai, there's Indian, so it's a mix. Asian cuisine on this block. It's still good, but not the same anyway. I mean, and this parking lot's been here since I was a little girl. Surprised they didn't break it up and build a condo. The memories I would get for this parking lot is the echo. I remember, I'm not gonna do it now. I don't know. I used to scream into the parking lot and I hear my voice echo. Never been to the top of the parking lot. I wonder what view I would get up there. Not much, probably. I would probably have to go up higher. Well, that was nice to reminisce there. Yeah, so this was, and then this corner, Dundas and Center Avenue, I think we were at. Another, I forget the name of that restaurant, but we used to go into this restaurant a lot. But that's not the one. It's changed over. So yeah. It seems bigger when, of course, when you're a kid. It seemed bigger. Now looking at it, it's a small section. But this was the Chinatown that I know of. And then after past these lights, it continues. Oh, I forgot to show, even the side streets, like Elizabeth Street. I talked about in one of the other videos. Had some, well, no, they used to close off the street for the festivals. But then down on Elizabeth Street, it was like a hidden gem. It was really nothing fancy, more like a bakery in the front, but then they had a restaurant. I guess like a, what do they call them in New York, the bodega shop, so Chinese had them too. I think I'm gonna, can I cross over there? Oh, a bus is getting towed away. Cool, never seen that before. What's going on? There must be something going on. Oh, it's closed for 10 days. But this is cool. Oh. So I just crossed over University. There's a tea station there. It is different when you're on foot. You see more stuff. That's for sure. Get the real feel for it. On the bike, it's great. You get the workout, exercise. You see stuff, but you see things differently because you're cycling by it. I mean, when you're cycling, you can get off, park, like lock up the bike and then walk around the certain areas, which is great. Yeah. Okay. Coming up to my left is the AGO on Art Gallery of Ontario. I've had memberships there and didn't go as often as I would like, but they want me to renew my membership, but right now there's no reason to because of the pandemic. So but hopefully I can renew and get my membership going again. And then this stretch is, yeah, it's not Chinatown. It's until I get over past the art gallery, after the lights, after Beverly Street, and then Chinatown starts up again. I don't recall doing much shopping at that end back then, like with my mom. We always shopped in the old part of Chinatown where I walked first. I'll look up the art gallery. Okay, so this is the beginning of the other part of Chinatown. Beverly Street. Looking south. Here I go, crossing over. This is the grocery store I go to. The Lucky Moose Market. I do need to get stuff, but I didn't bring my shopping buggy, so I don't want to carry too much home. So again, I don't come out here often. I can't, unfortunately, the restaurants have to cook with too much MSG. I can't. Unless somebody knows of a good restaurant in Chinatown, I would love to know, but I'm afraid that they have too much MSG. There is one restaurant I have been to. Legend, I think it's called. Yeah. Yeah, Asian Legend is here. It's not bad. It's not a place that I will crave for all the time. But there's not much. I used to be so busy. Things have changed so much. Even unfortunately, the last video I put Dynasty on there, and I picked up some dim sum the other day. And I got so my mouth and tongue, I don't know, it's like thirsty. So I think they have too much MSG. Didn't notice that before. So that's another place now I can't eat at, unfortunately. The new Hong Fat is still around. They were around since I was a little girl, but not in this location. In the Old Chinatown, they were there. They've been out in this section for a while. But we'll try to make this fancy. Okay. Oh, music. I gotta probably mute that. Oh, there's a step here. Oh my gosh. The assorted seafood fried rice sounds good. But I have food at home. Can't anymore. Yeah, and then there's, maybe it was down here, one of these basement restaurants used to be Champion House. They specialize in Peking duck, which I'm not a fan of, but just thought I'd bring that up. Anytime anyone ordered, or if we ordered, they would hit a gong. Oh, look at that. They have some lighting in there. I should check it out. I don't know if they'll let me record, but let me go in and see what it's all about. Okay. Hi. I turned off the camera to go in. So that's it for the Chinatown, pretty much. Well, and then I go to Spadina. There's a little bit left on Spadina. But this is it. Usually it'd be so busy. Look at the meat here. This is a barbecue park or chassel. This is the duck. This is probably sweet soy sauce chicken, which I made for my food channel. And that is roast pig. I think that's the roast pig right there too. And then there's some chicken livers there. On this side they do noodles, wonton and all that. Okay, that's it for that. Yeah. And then here, this was a nice building at one time when they first opened. And it was a Chinese restaurant on top. Cafe restaurant. Chinese restaurant. And then here, we used to go downstairs. And it used to be a Chinese restaurant. So much change. I don't know. Some neat graffiti down that alleyway. And then this building used to be a theater. Parents used to come here a lot and take me, of course, that I didn't want to, but then I was my mom's shadow for the longest time. Mommy's little girl. Couldn't leave her side. So yeah. So now it's a Rexall. Well, it was empty for the longest time. They used to sell junk outside or whatever. It's closed down for the longest time. But this was a theater back in the day. See? That the awning, that was the entrance of the theater. Oh, it's a shame. Like it's, well, I don't know. I remember it being huge inside, so I don't know how it is now. But you can see it's nothing. It's boarded up on top. Yeah. I have yet, like I've never done this, like walk and talk about Chinatown until my channel. So this is great. It's like I'm reminiscing about my childhood. Yeah, so here we have more Chinese, a couple more I think this block and the next block and half or so, up to college, I guess. But all here used to be all Jewish shops. Here used to be, around here was Shopsy's, the original delicatessen restaurant was here, and famous people used to go into Shopsy's. I'll have to look up the link on that. But yeah, here was, I recall, talking so much without water. I think about here was Shopsy's. Let me see. Yeah, I don't go to these grocery stores. I don't like the organization of them. If I'm desperate, if they don't have anything at the usual ones that I go to, I'll go. But if I recall, right around here was Shopsy's. Yeah. But it was most of my childhood it was all a Jewish street. It was a famous hat shop. I forget the name of it. A famous hat shop that was here on Spadina, but owned by a Jewish family. Oh, look at this. We have a little Wong Association of Ontario. My GoPro battery died, so I'm holding my phone. Oops, sorry. I'll end the video here, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give us thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Help me grow my channel, my audience, because I'm really enjoying recording and sharing my thoughts, my experience of Toronto. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, bye for now.